everybody, it's Corey from CVMA. We're working on our timing. Welcome to our next live class. Apologies for getting started just a little late today. We're having some camera technical difficulties, but it looks like we're up and running, ready to roll. Got our issues resolved with some camera placement, and we all look good. So today we're going to kind of, for lack of better terms, we're going to cover some things that we've already covered, but from a different angle. So obviously, we're going to, throughout this series of live classes, we're going to repeat certain things, right? I mean, there's certain things we can't do on camera. We can't spar. I can't spar with you. Certain things we can't necessarily teach as effectively over the internet. But the things we can teach, we're going to try to approach from multiple angles. So today, we're going to start by covering the sequences. Now, for beginners, this is a great opportunity for you to learn. This is the first thing that you're going to have to do. Well, this is the first form type thing that you're going to have to do in your test, right? Before you get to actual forms, you'll need to do the sequences. So for beginners, this is a perfect opportunity to sit back, work on these things, and learn with us. For advanced students, this is a good opportunity for you to learn how to teach these things, because you will be required to know how to teach these eventually. And so what I suggest is, if you're a beginner, you focus on the techniques, you work with us. If you're an advanced student, you focus on the way I talk about them, the way I instruct you through them, the way I walk through the techniques, because we've done it in class, and if you've taught in classes before, or worked with us when we did lessons on instruction, it can be a little difficult. So this is an opportunity for you to see how I do it, and at least get a perspective to help you develop your ability to teach these things. At the end, toward the end of the class, we're going to focus on some different kicks, or some different kicks, and primarily we're gonna see who we've got out there, and we're going to kind of mold the lesson toward our audience for tonight. So I've got sort of two roads I can take. So we're gonna see toward, after the sequences, which one we take. So a little bit of a surprise there at the end. So the sequences, this is going to be interesting, because the sequences also are on our YouTube channel under the ad hoc videos that we have. So you'll actually be able to work on them here today in the class, and you'll be able to refer back to the basic sequence videos we have on YouTube already to be able to learn more about them. I think we only have 2 sequences out there right now, though. I think we only have 1 and 2. We don't have 3 and 4 out there, but we are going to do 3 and 4 today. So this will be a good opportunity to get all 4 sequences in one video, so you can watch them here, and then go back and look at the ad hoc videos where I actually break down the sequence and we talk about them there. So just a little preview of what we're going to be doing today. Won't necessarily need a partner for today, but if you have a partner with you that wants to work out with us, obviously have them join in with us. So all you'll need today is you, a space where you're not going to break anything, and something to watch me on. So hopefully you have all those things. If you're in chat before we get started here, hopefully you've kind of at least chimed in to let us know you're out there. Let us know who you are. And if you haven't, drop us a line real quick before we get started, and then we'll all get to work together. So with that being said, looks like the production team is wide-eyed and ready to roll. They got some big responsibility now with these multiple cameras, so they're excited. They got a lot of work going on back there. So it looks like production team's ready. I'm ready. Hopefully you're ready. Let's go ahead and get to it. So we'll start from rest position. Up, feet together. Coming up. All right. So now let's go ahead and just take a second, move around, warm up a little bit on your own. Get yourself ready to start the practice. Again, we are going to be doing the sequences, so you are going to be kicking, you're going to be punching, you're going to be blocking, you're going to be in stances, so make sure whole body's warm, ready to rock. Not going to pull anything on me as we're going through the practice. And as we're going through the practice today, like I said, everybody's got a different angle that they can focus on during the class, right? So like I said, advanced are going to be looking at a different thing. than the beginners are. So don't, if you know the sequence, whether you're beginner or advanced, and you know the sequence, you think you got it down, don't tune us out, because you're going to want to work on this. It's got to be ingrained in your brain. Every test you do is going to have the sequences in it, and it's got to get better and better each time. So everybody should be working on these. So take your opportunity now to work on them. I know we've been home, we haven't talked about them as much on these classes, so it's going to be a little bit of a refresher, so maybe we'll knock some of the rest off and hopefully get them all ship-shape, so when we're back in person, they'll all be right where we left off. Okay, let's work up the body. So go ahead and rotate the ankles. All right, other side. All right, into the knees. So you can flex at the knees, you can circle at the knees, up to whatever feels good to you. All right, let's work up into the hips. So just feet half shoulder width apart, and just circle at the hips. And we'll go the other way. All right, working to the torso, rotate. All right, work up into the shoulders, just circle at the shoulders. One direction. All right, working to the elbows. Other direction. All right, work into the wrists. Bring your hands together, interlock, and just rotate the wrists. All right, so check that out. All right, now just kind of circle at the shoulders. Other way. All right, let's work up into the heads. Just stand up straight, look to your left. Look to your right. Left again. Right again. Back to center, look at the sky. Look at the floor. The sky. Look at the floor. Head to center, left ear to left shoulder. Now just roll your head into the center. Roll it back to your shoulder. Now roll it straight back to your left shoulder. So you're kind of making a halfway circle. Just do that on your own a couple times. All right, good. Bring your head back up to normal. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Circle the head down towards the center. Back to the right shoulder. Back all the way to the center. And then continue that half circle on your own. Keep the tension out of your shoulders. Keep your shoulders relaxed. All right, good. Then we'll relax that. Okay. So for today's class, I'm going to pull an audible. Instead of going through just the normal calisthenics today, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to get this on camera for the first time. I'm going to talk about the back break fall. We talk about it every now and then in beginner's class. It's more important for the advanced students, but beginners, we don't want this to be the first time you've seen this. And it seems like a good idea to go ahead and put it on camera here so we can at least talk about it. We talked about the standing from on the stomach. So now this is a good opportunity to talk about the other side. So we're going to talk about two aspects. We're going to talk about the fall itself, and then we're going to talk about the stand up. So if you would, just have yourself a seat on the ground here. So we're going to do this from the ground because it's a little safer to start, right? We don't want to start on our feet just yet. Eventually maybe, but for right now, just have a seat. It's a little safer this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to do what we call a back break fall. Now the idea here is you've been pushed off your feet, you're falling toward the ground on your back. You need a way to protect the vulnerable pieces of your back during this fall, right? So that's your spine, into your lower back, into your tailbone, right? So all those pieces can become exposed during a fall and put you at risk. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to protect those parts of our body by falling in a certain way. We're going to let force distribute across other, less vulnerable parts of our body, like the muscles in our shoulders, down the arms, and areas like that where we have a little more protection. It's not meant to take pain away. It's still going to hurt, but it's meant to protect more vital parts of the body. So the anatomy of the fall looks like this. So we're sitting normal, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to turn this way. Both cameras should be able to catch this pretty good because there's not really anything to see from the front yet. So I'm going to do it from both angles though. So we're going to sit up like this. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to just fall backwards this way. Now what's important to notice is I didn't curl my back when I fell. I didn't fall and kind of roll down my spine. I tried to fall almost like doing a sit-up. I'm staying straight up and I'm going straight back this way. What that does is that protects my lower back and my tailbone from maintaining a lot of contact with the ground. Now, when I fall backwards like this, I'm still going to hit my tailbone off the ground. So in order to protect that, I'm going to bring my feet in and bridge. Bring my hips up off the ground. That's going to pull my tailbone up off the ground, and it's going to put the contact with the ground more in my upper back, where my shoulder, the muscles in my shoulder can help to protect my spine. Now, notice here my head is off the ground. Right? I'm not trying to crush an egg in between my chin, but I'm also not laying my head on the ground here. I'm keeping my head up off the ground, just enough tension to keep my head off the ground, keep it protected. And my hands are going to come find the ground, about 45 degrees here. So not way out here, not underneath me, not right at my side, about 45 degrees here. They're going to come find the ground. This is the anatomy of your fall. So in motion, to start this fall, I like to bring my hands across my chest just so I know where they're going to go. If you fall like this, you're going to want to fall on your elbows. So here's the big no-no. Don't fall like this, where your elbows are on the ground, and resist the urge to fall like this with your wrists. Both of those things is what we're trying to prevent, because both of these are going to hurt if you fall on something hard. So let your body fall. Trust you're not that high off the ground, so trust the fall. You're going to fall back. You're going to let your feet come in with you. You're going to find the ground and bridge. Minimizing the contact of your tailbone with the ground, up on the balls of your feet, so not flat-footed here, with the balls of your feet. Not pushing so far that you're up on your shoulders, right? Just a small enough bridge to get your hips off the ground. Hands are about 45, finding the ground. Your head is up off the ground. Now, I'm going to do this from another angle, but when you do this, you breathe. So as soon as you find the ground with your hands, you exhale. All right, that's real important. You don't want to hit the ground with a lung full of air. It never works out real well. So force that air out, that forced exhale that we talk about. All right, so from here again, we're going to fall back. I'm going to let my feet, see how my feet kind of drag with me, right? They kind of come with me. So they come with me. Find my spot. Bring the feet up. Tailbones off the ground. Heads off the ground. Hands are 45. And I exhale on the fall. All right? So play with that a second. A few times there. So I'll do it a couple times with you. So from here, I'm going to fall back. Exhale. Back up. Back. Exhale. Come up. Fall. Exhale. Fall. Exhale. All right. Now, I'm saying exhale instead of exhaling because exhales do not sound good on a microphone. So trying not to screw the microphone up. Okay, so that's the fall itself. Now, beginners, stay there. Worry about the fall first. All right? If you know the fall already, or you're an advanced student who already knows the fall, let's go into the stand-up, right? We got to get off the ground, right? We've been pushed down. We got to get up off the ground. So we're going to fall back. We're going to hit the ground. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a side. Doesn't matter, left, right, doesn't really matter. I'm going to pick my right side just for sake of argument. I'm going to push my hips back and to the opposite side. So I'm going to take my right hip, go to the left. Now I can do that one of two ways. I can either go this way, which I don't want to do, or I can bring them underneath me, which is what I want to do. All right, so as I hit the ground here, I'm going to take my hip, I'm going to bring it underneath me this way. All right, so notice where I end up. I end up on my right side. Hands are out in front of me here, right? Feet are out in front of me. This is important because if your opponent knows where you are, they can attack you here. So you have the ability to protect yourself here. All right, if you get a hand trapped, you only got one hand, you're not defending yourself from a kick down here, right? I can brace against my body and hope that and take as much of that force as I can. Now, it's important that you don't just rock and sit straight up this way because I'm going toward that target. I don't want to do that. So I want to, from here, I want to sit up, not out. So I'm going to start coming up, and I'm going to sneak. See how I snuck that arm underneath me here? I know that camera can catch it. So you in picture now? Were you? Oh, you're side by side? Okay. So do it one more time. So it's here, right? As I'm sitting up, it's going to sneak up under me like this. Now I got this hand here still to protect me from here, right? This is going to brace me. Now I'm going to sit myself up, elbow right at the inside of the knee. Not too low, not above, not behind, not outside. Inside, right, elbow right to the side of the knee. Notice my feet are together here. I don't want to cross them. Okay, I want this here. And I want to be on my right hip, or whatever side you went to. So don't sit flat like this where both feet want to come up. All on the right side. This backhand is posted on the ground here, opposite this left foot. So what you should be able to do here is push off of your left foot and your right hand if you're on your right side, or your right foot and left hand if you're on your left side. You should be able to push off of those and lift your hip and your leg off the ground. All right, that's what you want to be able to do here. Now, the good news is here, this is defensible because this hand can protect. This hand is also protecting that knee from getting pushed in, meaning they can get to my back. And this foot is able to kick from here. Now, the kick that we usually will do is we'll post up and we'll kick straight out this way. All that's going to do is attack knees, right? Try to take them off their feet. So we have that if we need it. Now, what we're going to do to get up is we're going to push off of the left foot and the right hand, or the left or right foot and left hand if you're on the other side. We're going to push, we're going to lift, we're going to swing the foot underneath. Stand straight up, push back. All right. So one more time. From here. Let me go this way. Trying to think of which would show best. From here, notice where the hand is. Push up, swing the foot, stand up, shoot back. Okay? That's your technical stand-up from a back fall. The same technical stand-up can be used from a side fall as well. So, let's go end to end. All right? So, we're going to walk through it end to end once, then I'm going to have you try it a little bit, and we're going to get to some other stuff. All right? So, now this doesn't mean that you get out of calisthenics. You got to do those on your own. Do them afterward. But I just wanted to show this on camera. So, we're sitting up, normal. We're going to fall, post, right? So get up bridged. Pick the side that you're going to go to. Slide the hip underneath. In protection here. Okay. Notice I keep this foot on the ground, right? If I need to push myself, I can with this foot. I don't want to go lax like this, because now I can't do anything with my leg. I'm pretty much stuck here. At least here, if I needed to, I could push myself away further and spin or do something else that I need to. So keeping this foot active and engaged is always kind of important. All right, now from here, we're going to start to sit up. And as we do, this arm slides underneath, right? And notice here. From here, you get yourself up into that defensive position, defensive posture we call it, as quickly as possible. Okay, elbow in, or elbow right inside the knee. All right, hand up, protected. Now, why do we keep this open? Well, you can close it, but it's you get the ability to grab with this later on. So that's why I'll keep it open. You can't really punch from here real well, so it doesn't make sense to have it closed, ready to fight. I like to keep it open because I can grab from here. This hand's posted on the ground. And notice in this hand, I'll show it from the side camera, it's not this way. It's straight back so that I have balance in that direction, right? Okay. So we're here. Push up or post on the opposite foot and leg. Foot underneath. Stand up. Shoot back. When you get up, you should be balanced. All right? So you shouldn't get up and fall down, right? You should be able to swing that foot right under you, put it down, and have a stable base. Let's go from the top. So now we're going to try this on our own a couple times. So go through the whole thing. Sitting to up, and sit back down and do it again. Go. I'm going to do it a little slow so you guys can watch as you're doing it. All right. So fall back. Pick the side. Hip underneath. Protect. Start to get up. Slide that hand under. Transition to on the palm. Hand inside. Lift the foot. Stabilize your base. Stand up. Slide. Okay. I'm going to show it from the other side. Yeah, I can show it from the other side without busting the pack up. All right, so we're going to fall. Pick the other hip this time in protection, right? Same idea. Start to sit up. As I start to sit up, hand underneath. Transition to palm. Elbow inside the knee. Post on the opposite foot and hand. Bring it up. That base under you. Slide out. Ready to roll. Okay? So try that once or twice more. While you're trying it, one thing I just want to double check on is, again, stable base, right? So when I get up, I don't want to go here and have to like get my foot underneath me, right? That's not what I'm looking for. I want this thing underneath me enough. I'm good here. I'm stable here. I'm not going to fall over. Because if I need to go forward, I can. If I need to go backward, I can. So you got to be stable by the time you're starting to get up. Okay, you can go ahead and stop that. All right. Let's go up to our feet, and let's get into the sequences. Okay, so Come on, Pack. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's start with sequence number 1. Sequence number 1 is all about stances and pretty much, just stances. So we're going to start from our ready position, right? Or you can say we started in rest, we go to beat, right? So we're in a ready position. First move, left side, down block, front stance, right? So break it apart. Front stance, down block. All at once, step out, down block. Now, our next move is to come from this front stance, go into a fighting stance. That's it. No other blocks or anything, just right into the fighting stance. So I got to bring the foot in, almost like half a C-step, but then go straight out with it to get into the fighting stance. Now, I'm going to go from here into a horse stance. So I got to bring this back foot almost across, almost right across my front leg. Set the foot, turn as I drop into the stance, right? So from my fighting stance, I'm going to step forward into my horse stance. Now, again, this is knees over feet, right? So don't come in here, outside right. Weight to the outside of the feet, all that good stuff. Now, I think I'm going to be a little close. Now, we're going into a cat stance. So this is a little tough. What we're going to do is we're going to turn, bring the back foot forward, right to where it's supposed to go. And then what I like to do is kick the rest of that weight back. And you'll see me, when I do mine, I do a little bit of a drag back with my foot. Here. I'll turn the hip and bring it in. That's neither here nor there. You can totally just go right from here and step up to here. You probably should. I do a little bit of a drawback if I put too much weight forward. It just depends on how I move. So from here, we're turning and set. Now, what happens next? We got to turn. So put the foot down, transfer the weight. Straight across the back foot, not toward me. Straight across, not toward my front foot. Prep, look, turn, down block. Yeah? Now, still front stance, and now we repeat. So, we step fighting stance, bring that foot in. We go horse stance, just come across the stance. Now we step again, back foot comes up, cat stance, put the foot down, transfer the weight, prep the down block look, turn, down block. Ready position. Okay? Sequence 1, right? Not too hard. That one's a little easy. So let's do it again. We're going to go a little bit quicker pace, right? Just a little bit, nothing crazy. All right, so here we go. So we're in ready position. Now step left leg, front stance down block. Step fighting stance. Step horse stance. And step cat stance. And make sure, again, that weight's transferred, right? So don't come up 50-50 here. Now, transfer the weight. Foot across, down block. Step fighting stance. Step horse stance. Step cat stance. Transfer the weight. Look. Prep. Unlock. Turn. Okay. That's sequence number 1. Not too bad, right? Number 2. This is the one that gets everybody. we see this one's a little tough for people. Has a lot of different movements in it, and it's a lot of movements that are new to beginners, right? So let's go from ready position. Will take us a little bit slower to start. First move is the same as the first sequence. So we step out, left leg, front stance, down block. All right. So now we're going to go into what we call a straight punch. So you're going to step and do a straight punch. So just like you would in the form, raise the hand up, step, straight punch. Solar plexus, right? A middle straight punch. Just all front stance, no problem there. Now the next thing we do is we're going to step into a back stance. So I have to bring the back foot in, come straight in. Just like the transition to fighting stance, or from fighting stance, or from front stance to fighting stance, same idea. So I'm going to step forward and do a back stance knife hand block, right? So bring the hand across. This right hand's going to drop into protection. Knife hand block. Now I'm going to step forward into a front stance double forearm block. So I'm going to meet in the middle as the hands come around. Double forearm block. Again, this is toward the ribs, so not out here like this, right? We're going to let that come in toward the ribs. Now, from here, I'll back up a little bit. I'm going to step forward into a back stance again, and I'm going to go into a high block. So I'm going to step forward into a high block, back stance. That's important. Now, don't let this turn your body this way, right? This is still going forward. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to turn that back foot and go into a reverse punch. All right? What you'll see me do sometimes, I've been doing in my own practice, is some higher forms have this movement in it. I'm going to slide my foot to here. Up to you for now. So here, here, or here, here. I like this better because it puts me in a better front stance, but it's just me. All right, now, we're going to turn into a fighting stance. So we all know, hopefully we know a front stance turn, which is back leg comes straight across and we turn. Well, we're going to do half of a front stance turn. So we're going to look, we're going to bring the foot halfway across, but now we're going to go into fighting stance on the right side. From here, in place, we're going to throw a jab, and then step, straight punch, just like before where we did the step, straight punch. Now we repeat. So after our straight punch, it was a back stance knife hand block. The next, after the knife hand block, it was a double forearm block. So that's in a front stance. We're going to step, double forearm block, front stance. We're going to step forward, back stance, high block, then shift into a front stance, reverse punch. All right. Now, again, we're going to transition from a front stance to a fighting stance. So we're going to look over that shoulder as we draw the foot across. Fighting stance. Turn. Ready position. Sequence number 2. Okay? So you're going to see how that one's a little more complicated. A lot of different movements in there. So take your time with this. Now notice, advanced belts, you'll notice how I teach this stuff, right? I'm going from, I'll show the movements and stuff, but I'll also add details about individual movements in there, right? They help people get detail of specific movements while they're learning a form. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal there, which is always nice to see. So, but you guys should be really listening to the way I'm cueing this stuff, the way I'm describing this stuff, because this is the stuff we're going to expect you to be able to do later on. All right? So let's do sequence number 2 again. We're going to speed up the pace a little bit. I'm going to cut the explanation a little bit. So we go left leg front stance down block, step straight punch, back stance knife hand block, front stance double forearm block, back up, back stance high block, reverse punch in place, over the shoulder turn fighting stance, in place jab, step punch, straight punch, step back stance knife hand, step front stance double forearm block, step back stance high block, and a reverse punch, shift to front stance reverse punch. Look over that shoulder turn, fighting stance, and return. Okay, sequence number 2 in the books. On to number 3, these are the kicks. 3 and 4 are the same. 3 starts on the left side, 4 starts on the right side. That's the only difference. Everything else is identical. We haven't kicked yet today, so be careful. We're going to go right into it. So we start out in ready position. We're going to come out The first move of this sequence is to come out in stance. Don't forget that. Otherwise, you're going to get your legs mixed up. So step out. The first thing is we step out left leg fighting stance. Here. That's the first move. All right. Now, we're going to do a rear leg. All the kicks set, they do what we call set forward. So when I do the kick, I'm going to set it down in front of me, as opposed to pulling it back, which would be to return it to where it was. Most of these kicks, they all set forward. So they all advance. So we're in our fighting stance. We're going to go rear leg front snap kick and advance the kick. So step forward with it. We're going to do a rear leg roundhouse kick and set it forward. We're going to do a rear leg side kick, set it forward. And now we're going to do a step behind side kick. But when we are done with the kick, now that's important. Don't. A lot of people like to do this kick and they'll go, before they even kick, they turn their head. Don't do that. Wait till after you've kicked. Watch the timing. So it's going to be a step behind side kick. As I return it, now I'm going to look and set. All right? So notice the movement with my leg. Right? It's a kick. Return it. Set it down. Okay? Don't go out here and just drop it. Right? Rechamber it. Let it settle down. So it's step behind side kick. Look. Set the hands. Or set the body. All right? Now we repeat. Rear leg front snap kick. Set it forward. Rear leg roundhouse kick. Set it forward. Rear leg side kick. Set it forward. Step behind side kick. Look toward the front. Fighting stance. And return. That's number 3. Hi, Janelle. There's Janelle. And they can see it. We got the wide angle lens on. That was Janelle. Hi, Janelle. So that's sequence number 3. So 4 movements, 4 kicks. Snap kick, round kick, side kick, step behind side kick. Oh, the dogs are here. That's it. Class is done. I got to go see the dogs. No, I'm kidding. Dogs miss everybody, too. Trust me. All right. So let's try sequence number 3 again. Left side. So step out, left leg, fighting stance. Rear leg snap kick. Rear leg roundhouse kick. Rear leg side kick. Step behind side kick. Face the back. Rear leg snap kick. Rear leg roundhouse kick. Rear leg side kick. Step behind side kick. And step forward. Return. That's number 3. Number 4, same thing on the other side. So nothing hard about that, but now you're trying it with the other leg, right? So you got to be in tune to that. So I'm going to just run us through it instead of talking about it, because I talked about it in the first one. So start ready position. Right leg fighting stance now instead of left. And now everything else is identical. Rear leg snap kick. Set it in front. Rear leg roundhouse kick. Set it in front. Rear leg side kick. Set it in front. Step behind side kick. Pull it back. Look toward the back. Repeat. Rear leg snap kick. Rear leg roundhouse kick. Rear leg side kick. Step behind side kick. And set forward. Return. All right. Show. There you go. So all 4 sequences today. So now they're all on camera. So go back and watch over this one. We got all 4 of them now. The first 2 are explained in the ad hoc videos. The other 2 I haven't gotten to yet. So there you go. Make sure you're practicing them at least every so often. Should be every day, but at least every so often. If you want to warm up, do all 4 of them, because especially advanced belts, that covers about 85 to 90% of your beginner curriculum. It can knock it all out real quick. You can see if anything has a problem, and then focus on those techniques if you need to. But that's a good way to check in with all your beginner techniques. Not all of them, but like it's about 85% or so. There's a couple that are missing in there. Okay, let's now, what do we look like? Okay, so now what the heck? Let's talk about them. Let's do those techniques. Why not? We'll talk about the spins. Make it easy. So I'm going to pick the option 2. So we're going to finish out the class by talking about spinning techniques. Spinning kick, spinning back fist, spinning elbow, all that good stuff. So we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about the anatomy of the spin, all that good stuff. I need a bag, so give me like 2 seconds. With that wide angle lens, you can pretty much almost see the bag. And on camera number 2, it was always here. You could always tell. Okay, so let's talk about spinning techniques. So first, real quick, what is a spin? That's where I do this. Not quite. We have a step and we have spin. Step, you don't show your back. Right? Spin, you show your back. Okay? Simple as that. Step toward him. Spin, back goes first. Now, one of the big no-nos of spins is you spin and just go. Did you see at home what the problem was? If you said I didn't look, you're right. If you said anything else, you're wrong. I didn't look at the target. So I just kind of, there it is. If he's still there, great. If he's throwing a technique at me, not so great. I'm going to end up on the floor. So as I'm starting my spin, my head has to be ahead of it so I can see the target before I start advancing toward it. Because there's no rule that says that he has to stand still while I spin. Boy, wouldn't that help us all. Okay, now you stay still. I'm going to do my spinning technique. You have to stay there. Don't move. Don't work that way. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So you have to be able to, in mid-spin, as you're spinning, whoa, that's not good, and adjust. So got to have that in your spin. So what techniques can you do spinning? Well, a lot of them. Spinning back fist, spinning elbow, all that good stuff. So let's start with the back fist. It's one of the easier ones to start with. What is a back fist? Right, side of the target, back fist, right? We hit back of the hand to the side of the target, right? So we don't want to go like that, right? It fans out and pushes forward as soon as the hip allows it to get past the target, right? So back fist. So back fist here, okay? To spin, all we do is we spin around and do back fist. Simple as that. It's a funny explanation because people are like, this is such a complicated technique. It's really not. It's just you turn around and you do a back fist. Great. Why do I want to spin? Well, there's some cool stuff you can do with spins. So imagine, if you will, you and I are fighting. And I don't know how close to this camera I can get. Am I still in frame, like right here? Yeah. All right, look at me here. Here I am in frame, right? And I'm right in front of you this way. Now, if you saw me go like this, what are you thinking? If you're like me, you're thinking, I'm going to get it. Because now he's on his heels, he can't see me. I'm in trouble now. Au contraire. I'm baiting you. So as you see this, see I can still see you. I can still see you. There you are, I still see you. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to come, instead of, if you're going to attack me this way, I'm going to feign you this way. I'm going to draw you in and attack up top. It's good for sparring because it throws people off. The spin kind of messes with them. Now, if your spin is like, if you're here and you're like, hey, you're not getting anything done. It's got to be quick and efficient, right? There's some back fists where you don't even move your feet. You just turn this way and you extend. There are emergency things, right? If I'm in a fight and I'm getting that, maybe there's a hook that comes across my body, I might dip out of it and strike this way to get my point if I need to. On certain kicks, spins give you rotational force. So I can rear side kick this bag here. I know I told you knocking down bags is bad, but I'm going to prove a point. I can rear side kick here, or I can spin that way. So it can give you some extra force, and it can also mess with your opponent. If I spin this way, you're expecting this leg to come here or here, right? Well, there's a spinning roundhouse kick where I can come across here and attack on the other side. So spins are kind of, can't think of the word. They're a utility technique. Yeah, just another weapon in the arsenal, right? There's a lot of different reasons to spin. Now, what are the risks? Well, I'm spinning. They can see my back. If they're good at timing, they're going to get to my back. So I better be quick, and I better know when the right time is. Spins can also help you evade. So I can go forward with a spin, but I can also lose distance with a spin by stepping out this way. Notice I'm now farther away from the bag than I was. So it all depends how you do it. But it's just another tool in the arsenal to work with. Generally, a spin is, okay, I'm here. All of their weapons are over on this side. Maybe I got a side inside the guard here. And I want to make, stop it. And I want to get something over here quick. But maybe I need to defend with this hand. So they throw something here, I defend, and I come to the open side because this hand was busy. So a lot of different reasons you can spin. Good question. That's a common question. Like, why would you do something like that? There's some reasons for it. Defense, probably not. Sparring, it gets used a lot. So, you're welcome. So, back fist, we spin, we back fist. Yeah? So, just try it. Go ahead and try it. Beginner version, here. Just like that. Spin around first, back fist. All one motion, spin, back fist. Right? Spin, back fist. Yeah. Spin, back fist. You can either be real close with this one too. You can kind of move away from it. You get in here. Oh. Right. So get in here. Here. All right. So now let's just tack on another technique. Spinning elbow. Same idea. So now we're closer. Elbow. Horizontal. Instead of the back fist, it's the elbow. Okay. Let's try that. Just spin. Elbow this way. Right. This is great for when you're in close. Maybe you're grappling here, you get pushed away, or this hand gets batted down, elbow that way, right? You have options. If, I don't know, whatever reason you're here with them, you get turned around, spin here, spin here. Not a great place if you're showing your back, but you have that option. Yeah, if you get bear hugged, it's a possibility if your arm out, but you got to remember, if they're smart, they're attaching their head to you, so you won't be able to hit it. But if their head's far back, hit them with it. That's one way to do it. All right. The hand techniques you can do. Ron does this all the time. He likes to spin, and it's terrifying. He likes to go back fist, reverse punch. He does it all the time. It's terrifying. You can see it a million times, you still won't stop it. This here. 1, 2. Right? Because you're worried about this thing. Right? Think about it. Talking about rotational force. Look, if I go in here and just, as hard as I can, just, right? Versus if I come through there, that's a lot behind that. It's more than just standing there. So you're worried about this thing. This thing's quick. And I've had my bell rung by a couple of these. It's not fun. It goes right through that pad. You shake on the inside, that brain rattles a little bit. What the heck was that? You don't even know what it was. So, can you do a spinning reverse punch? Yeah. Is it effective? Not so much. Just because, think about it. I'm here, and I could come all the way to there. But what if I fake them? What if I go here with it, right? Show that back fist, right? I show the back fist, I come underneath. Possibly. So there's some options you can do here. There are some techniques that just don't work. Like a spinning hook, probably not what you want to do. You don't want to come all the way through here and then come across here. Too wide, too open, too long, right? Let's make it more complicated now. Let's talk about some kicks. Let's talk about the common one that everybody does, the side kick. It's stupid simple. It's a side kick, right? But instead of just side kicking, you spin around and you side kick, right? Simple as that, right? Looks complicated, not really. What's complicated is the balance. Now, let me give you a tip. Don't start your kick right now. I watch it all the time. People are like, that's a lot. I don't know how anybody does that. Turn. Get the head so I can see the target now. Now start your kick. Your foot's already planted. Now it's just picking up and kicking. It's this drill. Right? We do that a lot. You already took the spin out of it. So don't go from here and go, that's a lot of movement. You become super top heavy real quick. Start your kick later. From here, now start it. See the difference? There. Now, other thing is don't fall through it. So let me go back. Beginner version, set the foot down, kick. Advanced version, pick it up here and kick, right? Pick it up, follow it to the target. Now, don't kick and fall into it. We see that a lot. People go here and they'll go here and they'll fall right down this way. Control your kick. Kick and recoil. Here, throw your kick, then reset. So try this drill, but I'm going to challenge you. Keep your foot chambered after your kick. Okay? Go ahead. Keep it chambered up after your kick. Just like that. Okay? All right, keep trying. What? Oh. Sorry. All right. Okay. Side kick. Not too bad. Now, there's a lot of kicks you can do here. Side kick. You can spin crescent kick too. I haven't done this one in a while. You can come through here this way. I don't like that one necessarily. But it's totally useful. You can totally knock the hands out and stuff, but not one I throw commonly. Spinning hook kick is another big one, right? So you spin. I'm too close. Spin. Hook, right? Now, the big one with this is know your distance. Because people think their leg's longer than it is, and they come all the way back here, and they're like, I got this. And they come up and they go, I got it. There's nothing there, right? Know your distance. But if you start at hand range like this, and you don't fall away, you're going to wrap the bag. So this is a little too close. You got to come out somewhere in here, right? Turn, drive. Still the heel. The kick doesn't change because you're spinning. It's still heel to the target. And again, don't start your kick early. This is the one we really see people do it on. They come here and they'll go, I don't know how you guys do it. Don't do that. Keep it chambered till you need it. Chamber. Side kick. Bring the hips through. Right? Simple as that. Try the spinning hook. If you don't want to do the spinning hook, stay with the spinning back kick, the spinning back side kick. If you don't want to do that, stay with the back fist. Right? Just choose techniques. And rechamber and control it afterward. Rechamber and control it afterward. So don't go, I got it! Ah! I fall down. I'm talking. You don't need to talk. The dogs are mouthy today. All right. Here. Go through. Hit, rechamber, and control. All right? Let's try one more real quick. This one's going to mess your brain up. Spinning roundhouse kick. I hate this one. I'll tell you the truth. This one's hard. Think about it. Do the beginner version first. Spin. Now roundhouse kick. Notice you're spinning this way, but you're kicking that way. That's tough. You got to stop your spin. So you got to go through the target and come across. Let your body come through the target and then snap it back into the target. That's tough, but try it. Ooh, that was too straight. There we go. All right, relax. Okay, you can stay there. So, spinning kicks, spin, do the kick. Spinning hand techniques, spin, do the hand technique. Simple as that. But you notice it's not just as simple as that. There's a lot of balance work in there that you have to work on. So take those techniques and work on them individually. What I can say that helps me for spins is don't throw your kick too early. Keep it chambered. Keep everything tight until you need to. That helps your balance. And give yourself a counterbalance. So don't spin and try to throw this technique from here. Give yourself that little bit of counterbalance. Okay, make yourself more into a T. Don't lean too far. And keep your head up. Right, don't go this way with it. Keep your head up at the target. Work from here. Okay, that's going to help your balance stay in line. All right, so that's that. So sequences, spinning kicks. A little for beginners, a little for advanced. Watch this video again for the sequences. Beginners, learn the techniques. Advanced, learn how to teach it. And the techniques, which you should already know. And then for the spins, take these and work on these at home. That's a little more detail for you, right, at the end of the day. As always, go on our YouTube channel and check out the rest of the stuff we have out there. We have forms, sequences, stances, all that good stuff. So go out there, take a look. We have like 10 or more videos of our classes, which cover all sorts of different things. So go out there, watch through this again, and keep your suggestions coming. Or start sending suggestions, one of the two. Let us know what you want to see. If there's something you've liked particularly, let us know that so we can do more of it. Because I don't want to do stuff everybody's like, oh, this is stupid. Right? But at the same time, there is going to be stuff in here, especially you advanced students, where you're like, oh, he's teaching sidekick again. You need that. You need to hear the teaching of that because you got to be able to do it. And you know who you are, advanced belts that have come up and done the teaching before, where it's not as easy as it looks. So listen to how I teach things and see yourself in that position. See yourself getting comfortable explaining these techniques and all the detail behind it. Because you know what sticklers we are for that. You know the questions we ask. So just keep listening to this kind of stuff and see how I kind of form this stuff that might help you develop your own style for doing that. So that being said, we'll end that class here for today. Appreciate everybody joining us. We'll be back Monday unless something weird happens for yet another episode. Oh yeah, and we started doing our yoga live streams as well. So there's a mat yoga class that streams on Saturdays. If you need a little yoga in your life at 10 o'clock. If you need a little yoga in your life, you got it. It's all free of charge, obviously. We're streaming it to the masses. But we appreciate everybody's love and support. Hopefully we're able to come together again soon. Whether that be grand opening, reopening, and when this is all over, or maybe some outdoor stuff, we'll see. We're gonna try to figure it out. But that being said, hopefully everybody stays safe out there. We look forward to being together again in person soon. So that being said, I'm Corey with CVMA. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.